We train our soldiers to go to war. Let's train them to come home too. Hector Garcia. So last night, there was a long live on Sunny Side of Freedom where vets got together and talked about the coming home, the loss, and everything that intertwines with getting out. Now, what I find, and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, tell me, is that those that retire are generally better prepared to get out. They're ready to get out. Up here, they have made the choice that they are done and it's time to go. There's people like me and many others that got out on medical boards or, forced retirement due to injury or, whatever it may be, whether it's a bad conduct or misconduct or you name it. We're not ready to get out necessarily. Some of us are, obviously. Some of the bad conducts are doing that just to get out. But people like me who are all into the fight but couldn't take the fight to where it needed to go lose their identity when we are stripped of it and get out. And somebody brought up a good point. We're stripped of our identity twice. So 2 times we have to figure out who the hell we are. On the first time in, that's going to basic training, basic combat training, whatever your service calls it. You lose your identity there to build you up as the warrior that you're intended to be. And then when you get out, you lose that identity and you have to build yourself up again into who you're going to be on the outside after completely changing the person that you were before. That takes a toll. That leads to depression. That leads to unaliving. That leads to the whole problem that we see in our vet community today. Now, is it everybody? Absolutely not. And a lot of us, like me, end up finding our footing. It may take years. It could take a decade. It took me 14 years to finally understand what the hell my place was out here. Part of it is this. Part of it is volunteering with the Young Marines. Part of it is volunteering with the veterans councils in my local area. Part of it is working within a purpose. There are so many different ways that we have to figure out how to operate once we get out. The values that we operate under in the military are the same but very different than what's out here in the civilian world. It is 2 different worlds. Our languages are different. There are so many things that set us apart from our civilian counterpart that is never served. The thing is bottom line is we are still people. We are still humans. We are still part of this society. And we have to act accordingly. We have to put in the work to figure out how to meld the 2 together to make it work. We also have to figure out our camaraderie. After going in as an individual at 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever age you go in, you become part of that Borg hive, that team mentality. And when you get out, that team mentality is largely gone. And you have to figure out how to operate successfully in that environment too. There's so many different adjustments we have to make. So I think the military has to try to figure out how to put together a good transition course that is service-wide, that can help reprogram our minds for getting out and how it's going to be out here. The thing is the military is largely an echo chamber, even though they do have the transition programs that they have now, and they are getting better. But it's an echo chamber. You have your E7, whoever's running the transition point, your officers that's running the officer show, that are all still in, that really don't have a clue. They're not in. They have all the latest data, but they don't have the experience in that. They know how to talk to you, which is good, but they don't have the real, true, what I can see, real picture of what it's like out here and what it's going to be like for each individual warfighter as they exit service. So it's something that we've got to fix, something we've got to work on. So that's it for today. Time to go watch the coffee talk on Sunny Side of Freedom this morning. They probably actually already started. But anyway, today has been 1,515, 22 for 22. Please stay in your fight and do not quit. If you feel like unaliving yourself, please tell yourself, not today, and tell yourself that as often as you need to make sure that you stay here. You have survived 100% of your worst days thus far, so please keep you and that streak alive. You've got this. You can do this. I'm living proof that we can get through just about everything. And so are you. So please keep that in mind if you're thinking about ending it all. You still have a long chapter to go before you should be writing yourself off. This is not the end. Somebody said this last night too. This is the beginning of something greater. At least it can be anyway. That's not the whole quote because I can't remember it all. But anyway, just keep going. It will. The storm will end, and just keep working on yourself and working with others. Find that camaraderie. We'll see you here tomorrow on Monday for day 1516, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for being on my journey, and I'm glad to be on yours if you have me along with you. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. Tough out.